How you doing, guys? Marco here. Guys, got a very exciting video for you all today. So as you all know, we have got a brand new diamond in the company, Mr. Aaron Asher. So let's give him a round of applause. Woo! Great work. Now, for those that don't actually know, Aaron is one of the hardest workers in this company right now. You know, but the interesting story is he has actually a bit of a history on Your Health. You know, a lot of us have seen him since December, and you know that's about 8 months now. But you know, he's actually got, like I said, a big history on Your Health. So let's actually find out where this history comes from, and you know what his actual journey with Your Health has been. So once again, Aaron, congratulations.
Thanks, brother.
Share to the people what your history behind Your Health is.
Well, hey guys, thanks for this opportunity, I guess, Marco. Where my opportunity started, over 24 months ago now, so it was a long time ago. I decided that I was going to start traveling overseas and give up, I guess you could say, the conventional methods of achieving success, which was through my law degree. And I decided to pursue a career in modeling. Funny enough. So, you know, I did that because I wanted to build up networks, world experience, you know, all of that, yeah. It was at this point, I was probably maybe 6 months into my trip, and Dave decided to give me a call. And he goes, look man, I want to organise a Skype. I want to get you on board with this, you know, health movement that I'm involved in. And yeah, basically I was just like, shit, this sounds way too good to be true. But I'm like, look, alright, I'll give it a go. So I got online and it was like this. It was like, you know, like a little conversation. And Dave's got the computer set up here and I'm on Skype and Dave's giving me his story and telling me about it. And then he tells me about this guy called Dan Hamilton. And I was like, who's this guy called Dan Hamilton, right? Boom, switches the computer around like this and there's Dan. I'm like, what up? So, look, these two dudes, like, I saw a massive shift in Dave from, you know, when we left Oz to then. But when you guys know, when you hear Dan Hamilton speak, it's just like, stop what you're doing, pay attention, and like, that experience for me, I knew that was what I wanted to be doing, right? Just, he gave me so much certainty and so much clarity. However, this is where it gets good, right? So I bought in, I got the biggest pack I could. I was a broke model, physically, mentally, was very in a poor place. Okay, my health and my inner well-being wasn't really that good. So I got sniped heavily, right? You know, and I didn't even have my products yet. I was like, why aren't these guys buying into my vision? You know what I mean? Like, why aren't people as enthusiastic? They're like, Asher, you dickhead. You spend so much money. You know, it's not working. It's not going to work. It'll never work in Asia.
Funny joke now.
Says who? You know, like all these things. It'll never work in Asia. You know, they don't want to pay that much for supplements. All this shit. So when I got my products, I've done my research, I do my due diligence, I research stuff thoroughly, okay? I knew they were great. But I was so heavily sniped that none of that seemed to matter when I got them. I tried them for a couple of days and I said, boom, Dave, blah, 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 I want my money back. And Dan, I mean, these guys got it hard from me. And true gentlemen, you know what I mean? They dealt with me. Even now, you know, with all self-development, I'm not the easiest person to deal with, but as Kyle can tell you. But look, that's where I was, so I missed that boat, and then I became that in which I was getting. I became the sniper, you know, and I affected Kyle for 9 months. You know, when it comes down to it, you know, who am I, or who are any of us to play God with other people's lives, regardless of what we think?
That's it. Well, at least you've woken up to it, and you know. So in November 2012, you decided to give Your Health another crack.
I did.
But the funny story was, he actually lost his spot on top of me, and then had to start under me, which is awesome for me. Yeah. You know, but what were your mentality there? Would have been pretty crazy because you've missed out on a spot of half of Australia in a sense. So what were your thoughts at that time?
It's interesting you bring that up because just prior to this conversation, we reflected on it a little bit, and when I decided to get engaged back with Your Health, probably about a month before all this started to kickstart off again, I got an email from Your Health telling me that the account that I had, which was above Marco, I had, I think it was like like a couple of weeks or something like that to make sure that I go back in and update it, stay active, and keep it so it can keep rolling on and on and on. And like at this stage, I was still snipe. I was a sniper, so I was just like, this is Your Health stuff, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so I lost the account, and then then I got signed up again, and then I have reflected on that heavily. I think Marco and I were talking for was about 80K, I think roughly. So the issue isn't how much production I could have had, on my right leg, or that doesn't even matter which leg it is. Okay, the issue is what do I do with my second opportunity right now? Okay, question is, how many people actually get a second shot in a once in a lifetime opportunity?
That's so true, man. And I guess so. You've just admitted it. You weren't the easiest client, or you weren't the best friend. Even when one of your closest friends was trying to tell you about this opportunity, you were quite negative on Kyle. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
So what advice do you have to those people out there that have tried talking to their friend maybe once, and then their friends just stumble down, crush their dreams, and they're actually scared to talk to those kind of people again? What advice would you have to people out there that have been through a very similar situation to, I guess, what Kyle went through with you?
It's all about self-resolve. The biggest thing for me and learning what I've learned with this company, Michael Moe taught me self-resolve, okay? It's not going to change. People are going to get harder and more negative, and all these issues aren't going to go away. All right, this video isn't going to help you overcome. You can't teach a hard and fast way. It's all about a model which you can implement, and an ideology, a philosophy, if you will. Okay, you need to strengthen that mental sword. Okay, and that self-resolve is going to help you get through it. You know what I mean? The advice that I would give you right now is, kind of take on board the message that, I'm sending through with this why, okay? Some of us out there are going to be the ones that are negatively influenced, okay? And some of us are going to be the ones that are negatively influencing other people, all right? The issue is that we can't play God with people. We know that that's the way they are. And for me, my self-resolve, and obviously my experience from that helped me put myself into the other person's perspective. With our team, I like to, go over a lot about your theory of mind. Your ability to be able to put yourself in their shoe and think about what's making them act that way. What's making them react the way to your pitch, and just go back and think about your experiences. The thing with me is that I had that experience because I was on both ends. So I do find it, I do take comfort in that, and being able to have a good theory of mind to be able to put myself in their situation and think, why they're reacting to me like that, how am I going to fix it?
And so I guess you've gone from the ultimate skeptic, the ultimate sniper, probably a guy we all hate, to then doing an incredible transformation. Do you believe that if that transformation you've had, anyone else can have it out there?
No.
No?
I'm joking. Absolutely. What's the difference between myself, Marco, Dave, Kyle, to anybody else that's coming in this company? Nothing. I was shit scared of public speaking, okay? Whether people would hear that from me or not, maybe people got different opinions, that's just the way it was. And the thing is that I've always put myself in a position where I face my fears, and again, I've just become more confident with and developing that self-resolve, okay? Everybody's got the opportunity to do this, okay? I've had same access to the same books that everybody else can read. I've had the same access to the same motivational speeches that everybody else has listened to, the same YouTube clips, okay? The same connects. You know, what's the difference between me and everybody else? Is I fucking work for it.
That's right, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I relentlessly work over and over and over and over and over again. And I don't fucking give up. See, the thing is that sleep. You know, like we need, like for me, I can operate on a minimum amount of sleep. Okay, in the last 3 days, I slept a total of 3 hours in my diamond run. I just do what's necessary to get the job done. Okay, no excuses. It is the way it is. How badly do you want it? Do you want it so bad you can taste it?
And I guess that's the biggest thing that we found, and I think you can relate to us, is a lot of people want it, but wanting it to making it happen seems to be like two different boats. And you said it yourself, you've done as much training, as much anything else that anyone else has in the last 7 months, but I guess the difference between you to anyone else is that work ethic.
Yeah.
You know, going out there and getting that job done, and you knew what you needed to do, and you just went out there to do it. So what advice would you have for those people that, I guess, are scared to face their fears, because that's really where the distractions are coming from? They know what they need to do, but they'd rather distract themselves on other stuff rather than actually just facing those fears. So what advice would you have for those people facing their fears, and where can that take them, just how it's like taking you?
Yeah. I think what the overall thing comes down to here is like, how do you take action? How do I take action? And that's, obviously the key difference. And yeah, we can go down and I can say, read these books and do everything else. But again, it all comes back to, your own self-resolve, to be able to put up with those situations which are uncomfortable to you. For me, the space that I was in, I've heavily looked into self-development. For my first part of my journey, really all I did was self-development. Yeah. My worth ethic was always there. I've always been the kind of person that when I see something, I'm going to put 110% into it and go at it relentlessly. But, I had a lot of stuff going on in here in order to help me overcome those limiting beliefs. And so I did a lot of self-development. I believe that the more success you get, then you can start tapering it off and you can start balancing it with, the right amount of product knowledge, the right amount of business knowledge. And then when your business starts to get to new heights, then you're going to need the self-development again. Okay? Self-development's key, guys. All right? If you do have an inability to face your fears full on, and there is this wall that's really stopping you from taking that business to another level, then you need to start looking into development, personal development, for yourself. That is going to help you persevere through that. Me, with my own self-resolve, to be able to do all this kind of stuff, 100% was my becoming more self-aware, alright? And also knowing the difference, okay, between you using something as a crutch and it actually being a limiting belief, right? So I know my limiting beliefs. Okay, and I call myself out on them and I work on them every single day. Because if you're living in ignorance and bliss and pretending that they don't exist just to keep yourself happy in here, but who knows if you really are or not, then you're not going to get anywhere. And it's all about time. Would you agree? Like, how much time do you want to waste? And the thing is that for Diamond, I've gotten there in 9 months. People can do this way quicker than that. Way quicker. If I had people can do this in half the amount of time with the system, with the material that's out there. Really need to work on yourselves so you can push through those barriers. I hope that's making sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Well, that's what your health is about in a sense. It's self-development and helping you become a better self. But I guess the difference with you, Asher, is a lot of people do get into self-development, but they don't actually take what they learn and adapt it into their business.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for them? Because I guess that's what you've done. You've self-developed yourself, but not only that, you didn't keep it out here. You actually took it out there.
Yeah.
And you've now expanded into Hong Kong, into Singapore, into England. Where else have I missed?
Hong Kong, Singapore, UK, Philippines soon.
Philippines, and but that didn't only come from reading books.
No.
It came from other stuff too. So what else did you do on top of all the self-development?
Okay, what drives me or fuels me, a large part of that is obviously the fact that I saw where Dave is. Okay, so once this all really started to sink in, and I saw what I missed out on over the last 24 months, the fact that I could have missed that opportunity, that drives me to show other people, when they say no to me, what are they saying no to? Is this opportunity real? We all know that. How do we articulate it? Alright, it's through that human relationship. It's through that human story. People don't buy into the facts and the details. Okay, there's a time and a place for that, and that will come. Okay, but right now, what we're forgetting, okay, is that we're forgetting that this business, we're going to get people dreaming again. Okay, people don't have dreams anymore. People don't have vision. Okay, for our team, internationally, we want to take over Asia. Okay, we want to get these two powerhouses, Hong Kong and Singapore, up and running, and then boom, spread out and have your health as the #1 health provider all over Asia. UK, we want to do the same thing. We want to set up a strong base and branch all over Europe, even more so than what we are now. Okay, it's a strong vision, and if you can get them to see where this can take them, I've seen the pain. Okay, 24 months, and look at all of what I could have had. Hindsight's great, and I'm not going to be a victim and get stuck into that in that whole mentality, because it doesn't serve me. What does serve me is that experience helped me see an opportunity that was always in front of my face, but I had goggles on. You know what I mean? And that is what I think is the key difference when I'm coming to a meeting and I'm trying to get people on board for expansions like this. You know what I mean? The opportunity, the vision. You've got to get people understanding that, because you can't do it any other way. Once you have, then there's a time and place for facts and details.
100% right there.
Makes sense?
Yep, definitely. And what advice do you have to people out there that are sort of in the same boat as you used to be, like, still wondering whether this is for me, still, I guess, how can you get them out of that boat to jump in the boat that's actually going to get them to live a life that they never thought was possible?
That's a tough one. Some people develop quicker than others. I just like to, as I just said before, I really like to try and just highlight how retarded I was, disclaimer.
Yeah.
How retarded I was with really passing this up, and then just really trying to figure out what it is, go to doctor's mindset, can I fix what it is that you need with what we have? So if I can't, then there's no point. But I just try to really paint that vivid picture, because the worst thing would be is that if I didn't vision build right, okay, and if I didn't paint that vivid picture, create that movement for the mind's eye, moving out of a stuck state into a new trend, a new way of doing life. And if I don't show them how I can do that accurately, then I would go back to the drawing board, okay, and I keep on doing that and reliving and refocusing on that issue, so that you can really get people to see what it is that you're doing. So that, for me, my experience mainly, and then
Well, to me, it looks like you've stepped away from being a victim to now actually being a victor, putting the world at your own oyster. What advice do you have for all those victims out there, the ones that blame their downlines, blame their sidelines, blame everybody else, blame the company, blame the product, but they just don't want to blame themselves, and that's actually what's holding them back? What advice do you have for those kind of people out there?
Wake the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, as Robert Kay says, stop being pussies. Alright? Maybe I'm being blunt here, but somebody needs to. Alright? I needed that for myself, okay? There's no pussyfooting around this issue. Alright? Take responsibility. Are you a cause or are you an effect? Do you find results, or do you keep on whinging about Oh, it's the fact that there's no NDS and the fiber. It's because, my downlines aren't doing this, is that. It's like, fucking wake up and figure it out, Like, what are you doing? Do what you do better. Lead by example. If your downlines aren't frontlining, frontline. You know what I mean? If something's not going the way you want it to, change it. It's simple, harden up.
That's it, man, and that's really what it's about. And this is why we've launched this page. It's because we're sick of sugarcoating things that aren't going to get us to where we need to go. Where this company is about to go, everybody that's listening to this video has that same opportunity that we have, to live a life that we've never thought possible. But I guess by acting like victims, blaming everybody else, you're only slowing yourself down and nobody else. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Yeah.
That's really what we're trying to do. It's wake people up, Where your health's going in the next 3 years, you all have that same opportunity that we do. There is a reason why people are where they are to why you're still where you are. It's because of fucking bullshit excuses you've told yourself for the last 10 months. Once you can actually take away those bullshit excuses and just tell yourself exactly straight out that you're distracting yourself, straight out that you're not doing what you need to do to get your business to where it is, guess what's going to happen? You're actually going to take action and your work ethic's going to change, isn't it, Asher?
It is.
And you have got the most craziest work ethic I've ever seen in, tell everybody what you actually do, because your health is not your full-time job, is it?
No, it's not. I work with high-risk kids. I work in prisons, and I also work in high-risk units, where these kids are the kids that society's forgotten about. Parents don't want them. They've had heinous stuff happen to them, sexual abuse, all kinds of different stuff, and they're basically career criminals. They don't come into these units to get better. They're government-run units where they just come in to house them, and these kids, it's like a prison, these housing units where they can learn how to get better at what they're doing. Yeah, so you come across the kids that you can't help, and majority of them you just got to be there just to kind of just maintain order. So it's a stressful job. It is. I do that anywhere between 50 to 70 hours a week, and I still manage to run Your Health business, Your Health organisation.
Not only that, expanding to 4 countries.
So like the thing is that when people say to me, "Oh, I don't have time," I'm like, "You fucking serious?" You know what I mean? I've got a TRX, and when there's no one in these units, okay, I'll plug the TRX onto the back of the door. I'll have a little mini office with my iPad set up. I'll frontline, I'll Skype, and our team can vouch for this. They've come. I've been Skyping with the team, and these kids have come back into the unit, and I've obviously had my Bluetooth set on, and my team can hear what's going on. I'm having conversations with these kids, and obviously I have to cut the Skype short or whatever. But like the thing is that you can make this happen wherever, whenever. There are no excuses. And the thing is that once you find that passion, once you find that this is your life's work, that this is what you're meant to be doing, that this is the vehicle, you do everything and anything to make sure that nothing gets in the way of stopping you get to where you need to be. You know what I mean? There's no cap, there's no lid on your potential with this, okay? You can go as high as you want. If you can quit any time, why quit now? You know what I mean? And if you don't have any lid to your potential, why aren't you going as hard as you could? Especially before momentum hits. You know what I mean? So like working time, it just comes down to you just need to get that drive back into your life. You need to want it. You need to taste it. You know what I mean?
That's it. And I guess my last question for you is, so your daily job at the moment is working with people that, haven't been brought up the way they need to be, and pretty much that their futures are not going to be quite good, in a sense, yes?
Yeah.
And that's what I see out there every day. There's a lot of people, look around you, in wheelchairs, with problems, with this and that, and all like these kind of problems, that they actually cannot live a good quality life because they just didn't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
But we have that opportunity here. We're blessed to actually have an opportunity to live a life that a lot of people don't even have that. So why do people waste their times on bullshit that's not going to get them to where they want to go, where there's these poor people out there that just don't even have that opportunity? What do you think of that?
I definitely think being in the situation that I'm in with work is has kept me grounded. You know, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. You know, the way the universe is aligned, and going to work every day and seeing that these kids simply have nothing. And you know, I found that it's half and half. You know, these kids have had a lot of bad shit happen to them, but some of them can still dream. You know, from my personal experiences, majority of them, their dreams are dead. You know, and that's kind of a strange concept to get used to, because, you know, listening to Randy Gage and listening to the fact that he was a troubled youth, you know, a lot like myself, you know, like I was very off the rails for many, many years, even growing up. And him saying that he would see these kids that he would visit that had the raw end of the stick, and these kids still dream. You know, I don't know whether it's because of Australia, but I'm looking at a majority of these kids and they just don't dream anymore.
And,
You know, and
we have that, don't we? We have that dream, and a lot of people can see that dream, but they're just lazy to push for it, really.
Yeah, when you've got all of this at your, you know, at your every beck and call, why waste it? You know, I guess it takes a reality check to really put things into perspective. Okay, I know on Monday just gone we talked about, you know, the philosophy about time and quality of life. You know, and that we do take it for granted. You know, we take everything for granted. We just need a reality check. I mean, it just comes down to just pointing fingers out, guys, and just, you know, going at this like board again. There's nothing different from what any of us are doing here, except for we just take massive action and we just relentlessly drive. You know, if you don't have time at the end of the day, take a berry blast, harden up, and push through. What's more important? You know, watching mind-numbing bullshit on TV, or working towards building an empire and a dream where you can take care of your family. Imagine if you had the car that you wanted and your family, you know, your mum didn't cry herself to sleep every night because she's so stressed about money. You know, that your dad didn't come home looking defeated and aged and having so many health problems because you could take care of all that stress. Doesn't that feel good? Isn't that worth it? For me, it is. That's what fuels me.
Definitely, 100%. So I think the final message is here, guys. You got to wake the fuck up and live your own life. You know, no more bullshit excuses. No more, I don't have time. Asha's just proven that. A lot of people have proven it. It's funny, it's the people with the least time that are actually making the most of this happen. You know, so wake the fuck up. You know what you all need to do. But it's going to take one thing, battling your fears. Because unless you want to battle all those fears, you know, you're going to sit back and you're going to watch Asha become a blue diamond, triple diamond, you know, royal blue diamond. And, you know, we're well on track on doing that. But why? Because he's battling those fears. He's actually taking action and he's making things happen. He's decided to take control of his own life. And, you know, and since you've done that, your life's changed dramatically, correct?
Absolutely.
And that's what we need to do. We need to just take, it's your life. Whatever you do with it, that's your choice. You know, a lot of people might watch this video and go, oh, wow, I'm so pumped, I'm going to do this. But then tomorrow they're just going to forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is some people, this might be a little bit of a wake-up call too. And that's the reason when really we decided to do this interview, is to show you all that, you know, once you just put your head down and you just work and you keep your eye on the prize like Asha's done, he's opened up 4 countries. You know, what this guy's got planned, you know, he's on track to be the highest earner in your health, unless I do a few things to change and beat him. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is what it's about, seeing people rise to their full potential and live a life that they actually never thought was possible. And that's what really we're trying to do here, aren't we, Asha?
We are, absolutely. Yeah, we're not trying to pump you up like a motivational speech and then dump you out with this huge dopamine, you know, this huge desire hitting your brains, and then you just leave and it's like, oh shit, that was good. You know, like, we just want to give you guys a reality check, right? Potential's there for everybody. Start taking action on it, alright? Because you pass this shit up now, you're going to be looking back on a lot of other people that worked a lot harder than you in these initial stages that are living the dream. And you're going to be looking back thinking, what if? Do you want to be that what if? Do you want to be known as almost?
Exactly right. And that's really what it's about, guys. You know, are me and Ash stopping here after 7 months? No. You know, we are going to put our head down and work for the next 3 to 4 years tirelessly. Because we know after that, we're going to be living the rest of our lives doing what we've always wanted, what we never thought was possible. You know, but that's everyone's opportunity. Too many people want it, but they don't want to actually put any work into it. Let's face it, if you're not going to put any work into it, if you're not willing to commit the next 2 to 4 years to do this, you're not going to get far in this business, are you?
No.
Cool. Well, guys, that's it from us today. Hope this has helped you all a little bit. Asher, once again, congratulations, man.
Thanks, brother.
And we'll talk again on double. Yeah?
Awesome.
Sweet, man.
Let's
Have a
do
good
it.
day. See you guys.